Greetings, living at your finest, health champions. How are you doing this beautiful Tuesday? I am back. I'm Dr. Babs, your wellness strategist, and here for another day in our lifestyle medicine week where we'll be talking about physical activity as medicine. Did you know that sitting is the new smoking? And when we are sedentary, especially now in the pandemic where we're sitting more, it actually increases our risk factors for lifestyle related diseases. We spoke about diet a few days ago. That is the number one reason why we have chronic diseases, followed by lack of physical activity. So we're going to dive into that today. So I would like for you to tag your friends, let them join in. Let's be part of this conversation. Let's, keep the engagement going. So, send messages. Let us all be part of this together. So stay tuned. I will be right back. All right, so welcome. I'm Dr. Babs, your wellness strategist. I am here on Facebook Live to talk about physical activity as medicine. This week is Lifestyle Medicine Week, where we talk about all the different pillars. We started off talking about nutrition, which is our foundation. Spoke about sleep, which is essential and it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And today we're diving into the next pillar, which is physical activity. So these are the topics we're going to look at, the different aspects. We're going to talk about why it benefits us to participate in regular physical activity. We're going to talk about the different types and how best to do it. Now, I'm sure you want to know, you probably already know this, right? But let's just reemphasize it, why it's so important. As you can see, I'm all sweaty. I just worked out, so I'm in a good mood. There's just so many health benefits. It gets you in a good mood, all the endorphins, no matter how short it is, 10, 20 minutes. I just did 20 minutes of Zumba and I feel so lifted, right? But it has all the benefits. It improves our cardiovascular health, so our heart, it gets that blood pumping and flowing. The pressure in the blood vessels are stable. It regulates your glucose. Just 30 minutes of exercise, studies have shown, can get your blood pressure down for as long as 16 hours. And I know many years ago, I was able to get my blood pressure down and off blood pressure medicine by just walking 20 to 30 minutes. Same thing with glucose. It regulates your glucose so you don't have sugar playing around in the bloodstream. It has easy access to the cells. So very beneficial, even for cholesterol, it really helps. So it stabilizes a lot. As I mentioned, good mood, it helps with mental stress, anxiety. It also helps with cognition. So, just gets your brain flowing well, the brain cells, the nerves generation. So lots of great benefit. And talk about the immune system. Your immune system actually is enhanced when you exercise, because you can imagine all the organs are working well. Now, there are other benefits. Let's share the others. As I mentioned, not just the chronic diseases you keep at bay. Some cancers have been shown to be decreased with exercise because, again, blood is flowing properly. You don't have stagnation. So it's so important. No matter how short it is, just do something every day. Mortality rate has been shown to decline when we exercise. Unfortunately, when we sit down, it's just equivalent to stagnation, blood stagnant, blood clots, all sorts of things occur. And unfortunately, we're decreasing the length of lifespan. And not only that, the quality of life. So important. Pain, the use of multiple medications, because when you have chronic diseases, then you have several medications piled up. Generally, I have my patients that I see in clinic are anything between 6 to 8 medications. So there's several benefits to exercising. Now, this question I get a lot. Or physical activity exercise, because I know a lot of people don't like the word exercise. So let me classify what it means. When I say, do you exercise? And I say, I have patients tell me, oh, I exercise all day. I'm active at work. I go up and down the stairs. But that is physical activity. That is not exercise. The difference is exercise is a structured time allocated where you get your heart pump, your heart rate pumping at a consistent level. That is different from physical activity. Physical activity is where you're active, which is what we're supposed to do because we are meant to move. The muscles, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So even if you have a desk job, you want to stand up at least 20 minutes within the hour. Some people can do 10 minutes, move around, get your blood pumping, get your heart beating. That is physical activity. So like if you're shopping, if you're gardening, that is the one we call physical activity. Now, exercise is where you allocate a specific time to exercise, and we need to do that as well. All right, so we need to know the difference. Now, other things that people ask, oh, okay, what about what some people say, but what if I'm not active all the time, but I'm active sometimes. It's the consistency that matters. It's not so much as how long, although there is a required guideline, and I'm going to share that with you. But the important thing is to know that it all adds up. So whether you're shopping, grocery shopping, you're laying your bed, you're running after kids, whatever it is you're doing, as long as you're moving and you're not sitting down, it's considered NIT. And NIT is the non-exercise activity thermogenesis. You're burning something. The only time you're not burning anything is when you're sleeping, right? So, but once you're moving, your muscle is being active, blood is flowing. So that is the difference between exercise and physical activity. All right. So let's move further and just figure out how we want to decide, we want to exercise. How much should I exercise? Am I meeting the required amount? Well, let me share this with you. There are 4 types of exercise that we all need to engage in, especially as we get older, because as we get older, 30 and above, studies have shown we begin to lose muscle mass. It begins, it's like a home. It's been there for many years. It begins to project. So you have to maintain it. You have to beautify it. It's the same thing with the body. Our body is the engine and our mind is the engineer. So what kind of exercise? We have 4 types. One is aerobic, which is the one that you mostly have heard of, like the running, the jogging, the brisk walking, the swimming. All of that is getting your heart pumping, building your endurance. Now that the recommendation is 150 minutes to about 300. Now, the way I say keep it simple, 150 minutes is about 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Again, that 30 minutes can be broken down into 10, 10, 10. Like I just did a 20 minutes and I'd done a 10 earlier on. So it's not all or none. Whatever you do matters. It adds up over a period of time. So that is aerobics. That is for moderate. Okay. Now, if you're doing something vigorous, then you can do 75 minutes, right, per week. Then you divide that. That will go for about, maybe you say about 15 minutes, 5 days a week. So, but that would have to be vigorous. Now, in case you're wondering, Dr. Babs, how do I know if it's vigorous or moderate? Well, moderate is you can still talk, right? You can still talk, but vigorous is like, you're like, okay, no, I have to finish with this exercise. I can't strike a conversation. So that's how you'll be able to differentiate. But if you just start with moderate, slowly walking, advanced as tolerated. So the second exercise is strength training. Strength training can be done with weights and can be done with just your own body, your body resistance. The whole idea is to build muscle because you want to tone up. And for women, I fell under the same category. I felt like, oh, I don't want to beef up if I do weights. No, we're not going to beef up at all, not like men. So we just need to tone our muscles. We need to figure out weights and advance as tolerated. If you don't even want to do weights, at least start off with some, resistance against your body. Push, if it's push-ups, sit-ups, whatever one that will work for you, but you have to do some strength. Sometimes you could just start with a bottle, just something to build strength. Now, the third and the fourth is flexibility and balance. That is so important. As we get older, we can lose balance, especially, you're sleeping and then you get up and you just suddenly get up. People just, fall out, all sorts of things. So you want to build balance. You want to get your equilibrium right. So flexibility, which you can do by stretching. If you want to do yoga, if you just stretch, any form of stretching and maintaining a pose definitely is beneficial. So those are the four. Okay, those are the four that you need to be aware of. Okay, so the next step, you say, okay, so I know how much I should do. The important thing to be able to maintain it is you need to have the core component of an exercise prescription. Again, remember I said exercise, right? Because exercise is when you isolate a time that you're going to do it. So you need to know when you're going to do it, how long you're going to do it for, what type of exercise you're going to do, and the intensity. So is it moderate? Is it vigorous? I would suggest if you're not used to doing exercise, at least start with moderate, okay? So an example is you decide to walk a mile, maybe do about 20 minutes, walk a mile, maybe brisk walk on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Definitely has to be something you enjoy doing, though. So that's where the E stands. You got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it. So enjoy it. Like I did Zumba. I love to dance. I did 20 minutes of it. I didn't get to, other than the 10 minutes I did earlier when I had time, and that's it. I feel good. So that is it. It's not all or nothing. Whatever you're able to put in, just make sure that it has the key component of an exercise prescription. All through the day, though, you got to stay active. If you have a desk job, set your alarm. That's what I do whenever I'm at work and I forget to get up and I'm all, just stuck to the computer. I set an alarm. Once the hour is ending, 5 minutes an hour, I get up, I stretch, I do squats. If I can tell you a secret, when I go to the bathroom, I actually do squats there. The bathroom, of course, has to be clean at work. So I do squats there, 10, 15 squats, just anything to build muscle, because the whole idea is that we don't want to have to be relying on anyone to clean us up as we get older. We want to be able to have the strength to do it. Okay, so that is the idea. Now, let's talk about some do's and don'ts, okay? So you say, okay, Dr. Babs, I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to do better. Remember, it's consistency. I don't want you to get in the habit, which we've all fallen trapped to, and I'm just getting better, that slow, they say slow and easy wins the race. So it's doing it every, whatever time you've allocated, just do it consistently, versus saying 2 weeks, you do it and then you don't show up again for another 2 weeks. Your body has to get used to it. So important thing is you don't forget to stretch. You have to stretch before and after. The reason why, and a lot of people do this, and I used to do this too, where I'll just go ahead and just start running, or I'll go ahead and walk. You got to stretch because you want to wake up those muscles. You got to wake them up and say, okay, we're ready to do stuff. You got to heat it up so that it's ready, because if you don't, it can injure. You can have injuries. You don't want to be too stiff. So you want to stretch, but stretch before is what we call dynamic. So, you want to do something dynamic. Now, when you're done with the exercise, don't just pack your things and go. You got to stretch those muscles. So if you have to stretch, you got to stretch whatever it is you need to do. Stretch that muscle, maintain it. You can count up to 20, maintain the same thing with your legs. You want to stretch, hold it up for 20, but it's different from when you're doing static. Static is that you just keep going because you're waking up the muscle. When you're done, you want to hydrate and stretch it. Maintain that stretch. So that is very important. Make sure you hydrate so that you can get all the toxins out. You get the muscle relaxed. You don't want to be hurting significantly, because when you hurt, you won't want to go back again. And that's what happens when you don't stretch. You are going to hurt severely the next day. Make sure you eat appropriately, okay? You got to replenish those muscles that have broken down, eat good protein. Don't now eat sugary stuff. I used to do this. I used to say I would reward myself with because again, I'm a recovery sugary tooth person. So I would go eat my cake or what else, cookie. And so I'm rewarding myself. That is not good. Treat your body right, give it the right foods and nutrients that it needs so that it can serve you well. The goal is to decrease the burden of chronic diseases, to regulate our sugars, to get blood pressure under control, to get rid of cholesterols that clog up our arteries. Okay, so thank you also very much for staying with me till this far. And I want to, end by just talking about these two codes that actually speak to me. So, you're only one workout from a good mood. So whenever you feel overwhelmed, which is very common in the world that we live in, whether it's a spouse or kids or colleagues, just do something. Go for a walk. do some stretch, go to the bathroom like I do and do some sit-ups. But yeah, squats rather, not sit-ups. Do something, even if you have to lean on the wall and just do something. You're only one workout away from a good mood. You have to take those deep breaths. Another one that I like is making excuses burn 0 calories. So you can make all the excuses. The weather is this, the weather is that. I used to complain about the pollen. Walk around those excuses and know that you're doing it for you, because you deserve to live at your finest. You are worth it, right? So the question today now is, what are you going to do? Everything that we talked about, where are you at the moment? Are you exercising consistently? Are you staying active consistently through the course of the day? Just because you work vigorously at work doesn't mean you shouldn't get a period where you exercise. So find a time. Maybe weekend is better, maybe some days of the week. But just figure out the best way you can put in that fun activity. Remember, you need to have at least strength training twice a week with the other exercise that I said, the endurance, the cardio. All right, so you definitely have to find something that works for you. So this is the challenge for you. If you're a starter, maybe just do 5 to 10 minutes, all right, of gentle stretch. If you're somebody that has been doing it for a while, maybe do 10 to 15 minutes of a walk. I'm challenging you. If you've done all of that, you're way past that, then yeah, do 20 minutes. But then if you're advanced, keep up the pace. Maybe add, instead of doing the moderate exercise of 150 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 days a week, maybe try and do 75 minutes of vigorous exercise. So this is definitely where we can improve significantly. So I'm really excited that this is Lifestyle Medicine Week, and I challenge you, as I challenge myself, that let us keep it up. Let us keep up just being healthy and stronger together, because our body deserves it, because it counts on us. And we want to look back many years and say, yes, I treated my body right. I gave it what it needed. So thank you for listening in and watching. I hope that you would share this with others and comment how you're going to make changes. If you have any questions, I'm happy to respond. Or if not now, just put that in the chat box. I will come back and look at it. Okay, I don't see any right now. But thank you all for your attention. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And don't forget, you deserve to live at your finest. Take care.